Welcome to stage 6 of Vuelta 22. Rudy Mollard became the new race leader yesterday in Bilbao, which is also the start town today. The Frenchman already wore red for several days in 2018 and he is looking back on form after some struggles with injury and illness.
Rudy Mollard, c'est tout simplement mon copain de chambre, donc forcément on partage beaucoup de moments ensemble. Et voilà, ça fait du bien de le voir en maillot rouge. On sait que c'est sa course qu'il préfère, la Vuelta, donc voilà, c'est le résultat du travail qu'il fait et ouais, il le mérite vraiment. Ouais. Et forcément, on n'a plus la même stratégie tant qu'il aura le maillot, donc on va essayer de le garder le plus longtemps possible.
The biggest threat to Mollard's jersey remains Primož Roglič, who could theoretically take it back today.
It's always nicer to get it, but it's a part of it also to lose it, definitely. Like I said, it's a long way still to go, but yeah, we all know the main goal is to have it back in Madrid.
The winner of this year's Giro d'Italia, Jai Hindley, agrees that Roglič will be the man to beat on today's uphill finish.
The finish today also suits him, you know, I can see it probably being a small group coming to the finish and then maybe being a sprint, so yeah, he showed on the stage he won that he's got a strong sprint, so I think for sure he's one of the favourites for today if the breakaway comes back.
Astana, Kazakhstan are among the outsiders today. Their team boss Alexander Vinokurov has set a target of 3 stage wins at this Vuelta.
Yo creo que estamos aquí para hacerlo bien y yo creo que tenemos un equipo como hacer bonitas cosas y al final lograr alguna victoria. No sé si las 3, pero seguro algo bonito.
Christian Prudhomme, the director of the Tour de France, has been a VIP guest in recent days as he prepares for next year's Grand Départ in the Basque Country. Today sees the first summit finish of this edition on Pico Jano. 3 climbs on the menu, the Puerto de Alisas, the short but steep Collado de Brenes and Pico Jano itself, which is making its Vuelta debut. Plenty of climbing then, and the riders will also have to deal with bad weather conditions. After a host of early attacks, 10 riders managed to pull clear, opening up a decent gap on the peloton. The highest placed on GC was Jan Bakelants. He began the day 5 minutes and 2 seconds down on Rudy Mollard. Bakelants was one of 5 riders at the front to have won a stage or worn the leader's jersey at a Grand Tour. Ruben Fernandez wore red at the Vuelta for a day in 2016. Nelson Oliveira took a solo victory at this race in 2015. Dario Cataldo has won stages of both the Vuelta and the Giro, while Fausto Masnada won a Giro stage in 2019, so plenty of experience up at the fronts. Bakelants, a former Tour stage winner, was briefly the virtual leader until the gap began to tumble. Quick-step Alpha Vinyl helping Groupama FDJ with the chase despite having Masnada up at the front. They look keen to set something up here for Remco Evenepoel. The gap was down to 3 minutes by the second climb. Cataldo going to ground in slippery conditions, and he wasn't the only one.
Crash again.
And another crash.
Lots of crashes there.
Lots of riders have fallen. Cofidis have a problem, and one rider is down, and that is the rider from the Israel Premier Tech team.
Carl Frederick Hagen was able to keep going after that crash, which caused a bit of a split in the peloton. Up at the front, meanwhile, Marc Padun attacked and pulled clear of his fellow escapees. Rudy Mollard began to struggle a few kilometres from the summit, his teammates at Quentin Pache trying to help him save the red jersey. Padun reaching the summit solo and heading into the descent, which had been made treacherous by the rain. The riders forced to take it very easy indeed. Julian Alaphilippe leading the group of favourites onto Pico Jano, with Mollard just about making contact at the foot of the climb. Padun still led by a minute, and he even increased his lead on the lower slopes before the favourites began to light things up.
As we get our first attack, Jay Vine just coming across as well. Evenepoel now attacks hard. Roglič on his wheel. Yates matches him, but this is what Julian Alaphilippe has been setting up.
Padun still leading the way with 8.5k to go, but Evenepoel looked like a man on a mission. Jay Vine had already snuck up the road, the Aussie catching Padun and going solo at the front. Evenepoel riding everybody but Enric Mas off his wheel, with Juan Ayuso now chasing, followed by Roglic and the other favourites.
Jay Vine, after 4 hours and 37 minutes of racing, he's going to cross the line as the winner. Jay Vine is going to take his first ever professional victory in the mist and murk of the Pico Jano. Remco Evenepoel second across the line at 16 seconds. By my calculations, the red jersey is virtually on the shoulders of Remco Evenepoel, but Primož Roglic is going to lose well over a minute to the Belgian Remco Evenepoel and to Enric Mas. In fact, at the finish line, it's going to be round about 1 minute 20 seconds on the day. What a stage!
Jay Vine stunning the favourites to take his first professional victory on a Grand Tour to boot. The Australian burst onto the scene after winning the Zwift Academy programme in 2020, earning himself a professional contract with Alpecin-Deceuninck. Earlier this year he became the eSports World Champion and he now has a very first win on the road.
It's almost unreal. Like, I remember 70 k's to go. I'd missed the break, got a flat tyre in the first 5 k's, and even though it was still the team's plan that if it came back together for me to go on the final climb, it's still just it's unreal to be able to do that, and to do that from the GC group. Is incredible. Like, I've been working towards this all year after last year, coming so close. It's a dream come true.
Vine winning ahead of Evenepoel and Mas with Ayuso 55 seconds down. The Roglic group crossed the line at 1 minute and 37 seconds. Evenepoel snatches the red jersey from Mollard, who remains within 21 seconds of the race lead. Mas is on the overall podium ahead of Roglic, who is a minute off the pace. Sam Bennett is still on top in the points classification. He finished in the Gruppetto today, over 36 minutes down on Vine. Victor Langelotti just about kept hold of the polka dot jersey, but Vine, Ruben Fernandez and Padun are all breathing down his neck. 22-year-old Evenepoel also takes over as the best young rider at this Vuelta. He leads Ayuso, who'll be wearing the white jersey tomorrow. Stage 7 looks like a good one for the breakaway. There's only one climb, the Puerto de San Glorio, but it's a long one, 22.4 kilometres at 5.5%. It tops out with over 60k remaining before a long downhill sweep into Sistiana. Evenepoel should have no trouble keeping hold of his red jersey.